Celebrate the official release of Dragons Rising Season 3, we're going to be making custom minifigures for all of the new exciting characters we have seen throughout the show, including some new costumes for the ninja that Lego didn't make. We have about 10 minifigures we're going to be making today. I can't promise you that they're going to look any good, but we're still going to make them, and let's just get right into this. Okay, so let's start off with hopefully the simplest one, and that is going to be Raptor. So as we see in Dragons Rising Season 3, Raptor has sort of a new makeover. He is now a part of a new gang that he created, and he has put a lot of colour onto his suit. Like he has the purple M, and he's also coloured his hair. So as I said, this one should be super simple. I just grab the regular wrapped on minifigure, and then I have to just put some extra details on him. So the first thing I did was I just drew an M on a piece of paper, and then I stuck it onto his torso. I think it looks pretty decent. And then for the hard part, I had to dye his hair. Originally, of course, I wanted to use paint, but that was just not gonna work. So instead, I got some blue tack, and then I got some Sharpies, and then I just drew all over the blue tack. And you know what? I think the end result is pretty decent. And if every minifigure can come out this good, then I think we're on for a decent video. Okay, so the next minifigure we're gonna be making is Roby. And specifically Roby when he gets sick. So sick Roby is obviously going to be an interesting character. As you know, he has a blue face, but I think if I have just the right thing for it, as I have this stone face, which I think should look okay, especially if I, use some Sharpie on it. I think it can look pretty good. But for the torso, it's going to be a bit difficult since I don't really have anything resembling that at all. So I got to work, outlined the shape of a minifigure torso with a pencil, and then I looked at a picture of his torso, artist work to make it as good as I can. The colors don't match perfectly, but I think it looks okay-ish. And this is the final minifigure. Yeah, the head does not look great, and neither does the torso, and you could say the best part is the hair, and I know it's the wrong colour, but at least it's the right piece. And now for the last minifigure of part 1, we have Little Sora. So we see Little Sora in those flashbacks for a bit, and I could just easily just use the normal Sora minifigure and just stick small legs on her. But, I want to absolutely butcher this minifigure, so we're going to have to do something a bit different. So, just like the last minifigure, I started by creating my own torso, and I can't lie, this one turned out okay. The little, cat logo on the side didn't really turn out well, but besides that, I don't really mind the rest of it. And now into the legs. She does have these, little blue things in between, her shoes and the upper leg part, whatever you want to call it. So I just coloured in a little bit of paper and stuck it on there. And now let's do something I've always wanted to do to this Sora minifigure, and that is make her cat ears pink. So what I mean by that is, in the show, the inside of her headphones actually pink, but in the sets, that just came in plain blue. So what I did, I got my trusty blue tack and just sharpied it in pink. It didn't turn out as good as I thought it was going to, but still okay. So now we have one more thing to do with this minifigure, and that is her face. Obviously, Kid Sora is a lot more innocent and not as angry as grown up Sora. So all I did was I grabbed some little girl's head and I put it on Sora. So here is the final Sora minifigure, and I think it looks okay. And now we move on to some of the part 2 minifigures. And where else will we start than with my favourite part about part 2, the realm of Lee. So as we see in the show, Lloyd, Wildfire, Nia and Jay have to dress up in these casual clothes to fit in with everyone else in the realm of Lee. Let's start with Wildfire. I know I'm using a season 1 hair, but I don't have a season 2 hair, so it's the best I've got. And these are going to be her legs, and this is her torso. This is a plain white one, but I think overall it comes together okay. And now onto Lloyd. We're going to be using these legs, and for Lloyd, I actually did make his own torso, and I think, the diamonds don't actually look too bad, but I think it could definitely have gone better. And now on to Nia, we're going to be using these legs, and again, I had to make a torso, and this one also came out alright, I'm going to be honest. But unfortunately, I didn't have a torso that was this shade of green, so she's just going to have to deal with a dark green torso. And now finally onto possibly the hardest minifigure on this list is Jay, because this is going to be his head, this is going to be his legs, and this is going to be his torso. I think I kind of cooked with this one. This is definitely the best one so far. But obviously there's something missing here. Where is his hair? And as we all know, in Season 3, Jay has a new look. He has this huge ponytail. And this could all actually be pretty easy to make if I had an Unigami minifigure. But unfortunately I don't. So I'm going to have to make my own Jay hair. And this was possibly the worst idea I ever had, because this took me like ages to make, and this is the final result. Chat, did I cook here? And of course, it isn't the realm of Lee without Lee himself. So Lee was an interesting character, to say the least. So of course I started by making a torso for him, and this looks like it should be pretty easy. It's just a simple red t-shirt. Oh, what the hell is that? Anyway, I then grabbed him some random pants, and then a random generic head, because let's be real, Lee is the most generic person ever. And then for the hair, well, I actually do own this piece, just not in the right color, but unfortunately that piece right now has some Sharpie blue tack on it. So what I did was I just ripped that off and put it on his head, and I did try make it brown, but I was just making an absolute mess. So I guess we just made old Lee today. And now final minifigure of the video, and potentially the hardest one. Yeah, I know this is not going to end well. And that is last but not least, Skeleton Roz. Or at least that's what I'm going to call him, since he has like skeleton stuff around him, I guess. So this one shouldn't be too hard, because it's basically just a normal Roz minifigure. I know I don't have Season 3 Roz, but I think Season 2 Roz should work fine. Anyway, so I just grabbed Garmin's helmet, blue tacked it to his head. Then I grabbed like this mouth guard from Pixel and plonked it on top of his mask. And then to finish it off, Blade Prime Empire armor piece, because I'm gonna be real, I had no idea what else to do. So yeah, this is the Skeleton Rise minifigure. It doesn't look completely awful, but I think there's definitely a few revisions that could be made here. Okay, so these are my 9 custom Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 minifigures on a budget. And Raz just fell over because he doesn't want to be seen. Don't blame him. Anyway, so let me know which one is your favorite, if it's even possible to have a favorite. If I had to say mine, I'd say maybe Raptor, or you know, even Roby doesn't even look too bad. I mean, apart from his arm, blue tack, which I did forget to mention earlier. Yeah, that's absolutely horrendous. Anyway, I did make some decent customs a while ago, and trust me, at least like 8 out of the 12 were okay. So check that one out if you want to see something okay. See you later, be Ninja.